やるかやられるかドゥーム64 8月1日発売。
Welcome to the show, everyone. My name is David Petrangelo, and this is Remember 64. If this is the first or multiple times that you have joined us here, welcome to the show. And I am Doom Guy. Doom Guy is me. No, I can't jump, but get too close, and I may squash you into tiny bits of guts, bones, and some goopy stuff that sounds really gross. Jiggy Lookback is here with me. Hello.
Hello, I'm here. I don't know why I did that.
I kind of said it. I kind of teed it up in that way. It was weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you subtly hinted to me to do that. I don't know, but yeah, I'm here, and I got lost quite a bit and hit a couple buttons over and over and over. So that was cool.
But
yeah.
But you found your way here, so that's all good.
On my way here, I got here.
You got here. At least you got here. Also here with us.
For a bit, apparently.
Yeah. Also here with us, Matt, aka Stormageddon, returns to Remember 64. Finally. Matt, how are you? Welcome to the show.
I'm good. I'm happy to be back. I love doing the show. I'm a big fan. I'm an avid listener and wondering by the end of this episode if my streak continues, because I don't know if Jiggy knows this, but I am 2 for 2 with my games. Dave had never played either game, and Dave loved both games. And so
that's
curious if I hold that record, because I'm trying to only pick the really good N64 games, of which there are like at least 10. No, I'm kidding. There are plenty of great games. The next one, by the way, I've already decided that I'm going to start evangelizing Extreme G, because it just came to Switch, and like everyone's like, oh, that game, what's Extreme G? It's like only one of the best racing games ever made, and it's on the N64, and everyone's I've never heard of it.
Yeah, so I hear.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I loved it growing up. I haven't played it since it came back, though, so hopefully it still holds up.
Yeah.
I remember loving it growing
It's
up.
always the hope, yeah. Well, Matt, we are going from Buck Bumble. You mentioned the 2 games that you brought to the show, which I absolutely loved. We're going to what was affectionately known in the middle of our recording, unknowingly, the cutest game on the N64. I think we said the word cute 19 times between the two of us while we were doing that.
Minimum.
Yeah, at least. And it's fitting, absolutely. And now we are talking about Doom 64, which may be just as cute, if not more, than Yoshi's Story.
So cute.
It's so cute, right?
Adorable.
So cute. It's just adorable. Matt, before we jump into it, let's why don't you let everybody know about your stuff, about your show. You have a million things going on, all great stuff, shirt included, as we can see in the video. Why don't you let everybody hey let everybody know about what you got going on.
Sure. So I am one of the hosts of Funny Games Podcast. You can get this fine shirt at djstormageddon.com along with a lot of other cool stuff. But yeah, Funny Games is a video games podcast. The main show is topic-based. We do retrospectives on video game consoles, retrospectives on video game series or genres. We interview guests. We have developers, composers. The one and only legendary N64 composer Grant Kirkhope has been on our show, which was a blast. And mostly try and talk about the positive side of games, but engage in like what's going on in the industry as well as the games we love. And then within that feed, we also have a sub-series called Side Quests, where a different host comes on and talks about a game they love and why they love it. Dave has done 2 of those. Dave did them on Mario Paint, and the other one will come to me. Give me a sec.
It's a newer game.
No.
Yeah, it's called
a newer game. Cobalt Core.
Cobalt Core, yeah, which
Cobalt
I don't know
Core.
if many people know about, but I think it's a fantastic card and roguelike game. So
it does look very cool, and I loved your episode on it. And so that is a sub-series where each host talks about a game they love and why they love it, free of judgment. You can talk about any game, new, old, good, bad, doesn't matter. It's all objective. And that's been like my way of injecting positivity in the space, because I don't know if you know this, but the internet can be pretty negative when it comes to video games.
No. What? No.
And so So that series has been fun. And then the other series that's still ongoing at the moment is Reignite, which is it started as a Mass Effect retrospective podcast, and now it's evolved into a BioWare retrospective podcast. We've moved from the trilogy of Mass Effect and Andromeda onto Dragon Age. As of when we're recording, we just wrapped up Dragon Age 1, and we're about to jump into Dragon Age 2. That's a lot of fun. We make choices in the game. We try to play the characters as ourselves and then discuss why we make those choices, why we fall for the characters we love, all of that stuff. It's really a blast. And then I am also currently the editor of the Game Informer show, which is kind of a dream come true. I edit the audio version of their podcast. I've been reading their magazine since the 90s, and so it's fun to be the audio editor for that show. The hosts over there are a delight. And then I have a TV and movie podcast called Screen Snark that is currently on hiatus, but we have a huge backlog. It's me and my co-host talking about the most recent thing we watched, and we'll bring a guest on, interview them about what they do. Still a great time, and hopefully we'll be back this summer. I think that's everything. I'm also a DJ, and sometimes I live stream. Like I don't know how to stop. I don't relax much. It's a problem, really.
Your passions are a problem? I don't think so. So. It's all really good stuff. It's all really good stuff. So that's awesome. Make sure to check it out, everybody. It is really a great listen. All of the work that you do. So we have come to the point where we're going to talk about the game. Let's talk about, Matt, I'm going to go back to you really quickly here before we jump into more about the game itself. But Doom 64, why was this the third game that you brought to the show? Why this one? Why lucky number 3, third time's a charm sort of approach here?
So, I mean, it's a lot of things. It's what have you covered? Oh God, that's taken. I love the Wave Race 64 episode, but that was going to be my next choice just because that's an underrated gem, and I'm not exaggerating. It's one of the best racing games, and people are like, "Oh, it's so jet skis. Who cares?" And like, I'm so glad that y'all loved it because it really is. And so once that got taken by the incredible Aaron of Superpod, I was like, "All right, well, what am I going to do?" And then they had recently announced this Doom 64 port to the Switch. It had been locked on the N64 for a while, but then when Doom Eternal was coming out, they were re-releasing and kind of a little bit remastering, kind of just tweaking Doom 64 and putting it on every platform essentially, so you could play it now, not just on a Nintendo system. And I was really excited about it because I hadn't played it since back in the day. I love the Doom franchise. I've played most of the games. I've still yet to play Eternal, ironically enough. But I was like, oh, well, let me see if you guys have covered this. I had kind of assumed you had, and you hadn't. And so I was really excited because I was exposed to first-person shooters on the N64. I think a lot of us who didn't have PCs were, right? GoldenEye was the gateway. Yeah. I actually guested on another N64 podcast called Flashback 64 talking about GoldenEye. They're doing it in chronological order, which is ludicrous. I don't envy them because they're between all the good, there is some not good chronologically. But I was like, I really wanted to revisit this because I loved Doom. I loved Doom 2016, and like I was excited to replay 64 because I don't think I played it since I had my N64, and I don't even know that I owned this one. This one might have been I rented it for several weeks and beat it and then returned it. But I remembered it fondly, and I loved the PlayStation Doom games. That's how I originally played Doom, was on my friend's PlayStation, and played Final Doom actually also there. And so I was like, oh, well, let's continue the streak because I remember really loving this game. And so I was like, let's bring it on. Remember 64.
Nice. Jiggy, do you have experience with this game or Doom in general? Do you have a history with Doom?
Nope.
Really?
None,
you know what?
Period.
You know what it is? I think it's the age difference.
It is the age difference.
I feel like that's probably what it is.
I don't know how old Matt is, but this is a game that I definitely was not allowed to play when I was a kid.
Right.
So
right. Fair enough. So is this?
I will go even further than this. Like Conquer, maybe if I pushed hard enough, I could have gotten them to like that was teetering the line because it was rated M, but the box art's so cute. You know, Doom, my mom would be like, oh, we're going to church for just looking at that box art. You know?
And so is this your first Doom game you've ever played?
No, I did play not Eternal, the one before Eternal.
Doom 2016.
Yeah, I did play that one. Not all the way through, but I did play it.
Nice. But, so as far as the old school Dooms, the sort of OG Dooms go, this is it. Damn. That's
never played it.
See,
I've always seen it. I've just been like, oh, why would I play this when I have what I have now.
I mean,
Sure.
that's fair to in a number of franchises. I would say, like, I kind of understand that. I could
Well,
see that.
I would play it if I had it easily accessible. I'm just
Sure.
not going out of my way
Sure.
to go play it. That's
Right,
what I
which
mean
is
by
one of the things that Matt was mentioning is the fact that there was this particular version of Doom was
Yeah.
not accessible really at all for 15 years or something, at least, if not more, like almost 20. The original Doom has been available on everything, including
Right.
tractors. So like you could do what
refrigerators, calculators.
everything, right?
Yeah.
So this has not been played on a John Deere, so I'm not sure if that makes it elite level yet or not, but it's close. It's close. So for me, I played Doom earlier than both of you because I ended up I'm pretty sure at the time there was no one I knew, including myself, really had like a Windows PC. It was DOS and all that, which is what this was originally, the first Doom was originally made for. Pretty sure that's how I first played Doom. That's my experience, is playing on old school PCs at a friend's house because they had a computer that could play games and not just word processing like ours had. And it was, the original Doom that you can get through in a few hours and you kind of mess around with it. And eventually you figured out, realized from people that, hey, there's cheats on this. Oh, hey, the internet exists. Now you can look them up and all that kind of stuff. And then I didn't get to the new Doom games, the 2018, 2016 and Eternal until 2 years ago. I think I played them both. Great games. They're awesome. Yeah. So if you want to play anything modern that is within the Doom franchise, those are highly recommended. They are very good. So
Can I just give a shout out to if Jack Black's YouTube channel?
yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yes, yeah.
His children basically played Doom, and he's like, "Oh yeah, let's play this." And they go in, and he's like watching it, and his kid's like 13 maybe, and then
Okay.
his younger son comes in, who's probably like 9 or 10, and he's like, "Your mother is going to kill me for letting you play this." But then they continue to play it.
Yeah.
That the guy's just a gem, like he's just
Yeah,
a gem.
totally.
So I should watch that. That's great. His channel's pretty funny. I've seen definitely
Yeah.
a few things that he's done. So, all right. So, I wanted to actually mention before we get into like our overall thoughts and stuff, Matt, you mentioned Flashback 64, a fellow N64 podcast out there. Really quickly, I kind of came up. I want to see what other people thought of this game, because for me, I don't think I played this one. If I did, I don't remember it being any distinct difference from the originals or any of that kind of stuff. So I was like, I don't know what this is going to be like because it kind of looks the same to me. I don't know if I even knew that it existed at that time. I don't know.
And not only am I 3 for 3, well, could be 3 for 3 of bringing games that you loved, which is a possibility, but I'm also definitely 3 for 3 bringing you games you've never played before.
Exactly.
I'll take it.
The hot streak continues 100%. And yeah, so I just like, I didn't really know. Anyways, so I wanted to see what other people thought of the game. Like, have people played this? What do they think of it? So I put a really quick social media post out there earlier today of this recording, really just a couple hours. I'm super organized, like just obviously know what I'm doing here. Yeah, obviously. Flashback 64 had a quick response on Blue Sky that said it's a classic, stands alongside the classic Doom games for them. And then also Pizza Dinosaur also on Blue Sky said it's always been my favorite, and I'm glad that the 2020 re-release gained it a new reputation. And I think that's something that you were touching on before, Matt. So I think just by those two responses alone on just one social media post and reply, that I was like, okay, people have a good sense of like what this game is and everything. And I will say this game is awesome. It is great. Fist
3 for
bumps.
3.
Yeah, 3 for 3.
Continues.
3 for 3 and 3 for 3. It is just flawless. Matt, you are flawless. This is yes. Yeah, get the hair. Yeah, exactly. This game's awesome. This game is seriously great. At times there's little things about, we'll get into it, but there's little things about just how Doom works in general that I was like, this is weird. What's this decision? Anyways, nothing major, nothing that deterred me from wanting to keep playing or anything like that. But yeah, this is a really good game. I played it both on the 64 and mostly on PC because I realized I had it on Steam. I didn't even know that I did, honestly. So I played it like that, and it controls differently, obviously, but for the most part, it's the same game. It's really the same game. It just looks nicer. But it's I had a great time with this.
Mix. I can add to that mix. I picked it up on PS5 because it was $1, and I was
Oh.
like, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
See the
why not?
difference.
Yeah, it's a
So
no-brainer.
I did play it on 64 too, though.
How did you find playing it on the difference between the two? Was it?
Well, so even though you're locked to just a horizontal plane for looking around, it's not like a typical FPS. It's, you're
Yeah.
locked this way.
Yeah, there's no up and down look like with
Yeah.
pretty much all the Doom games.
I still preferred that on PlayStation with
Okay.
the dual sticks. I mean, it makes more sense. It wasn't bad by any means on 64. It just feels, just from being used to it, first person shooter, and then
Yeah.
going back to like, it's the same with GoldenEye.
Yeah,
It's the same thing. It's like,
right. Because at the time when we did that, I also played the Switch one. Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
no. I played the Xbox one. Sorry, Xbox one, which was very similar to this, except the biggest difference with the GoldenEye thing is that you could look up and down.
yeah,
And with this, at least on PC and like you're saying on PlayStation, you still can't do that. You're still locked to just the X plane of looking at everything. So I found it to be fine on 64. The controls were still fine. I think they were still intuitive enough. So I don't know. I didn't see a massive difference, but I played mostly on PC because I was like, oh, it just looks nicer. That's like it's just clearer. So I was like, okay, it's kind of it's
Yeah.
the same game.
the difference for me that really set it apart was on PlayStation. It was running at like 60 frames plus. I don't know, and that smooth, buttery frame rate is noticeable
Yes,
when you go back. I'm
that's
like,
true.
oh, man.
That's true.
I just
Yeah.
always prefer a higher buttery frame rate.
Yeah. I think I ran into some, just because it's the console, whatever. It's a little bit darker too on the 64. It wasn't things like that you can remaster and definitely have a better technology to sort of spruce those things up. Made a difference for sure. So, Matt, did you play this on 64? Did you play it on Switch? Did you play it on PC? What was
So
your
I was
experience this
originally
time?
So I was originally going to try and play it on original hardware or close to a very legal way to play it on original hardware.
Sure.
But because the Switch version was available and a good price, and I'd been wanting to pick it up anyway, I just bought it there. And from what I read, like Night Dive Studios does a great job with their remasters and stuff, but they kept it pretty, like it runs smoother, obviously, and it's a little sharper visually, but they really didn't change that much. And so, it ran really great. And I mean, like we were talking, I think off air a little bit about OLED switches, which both Jiggy and I are very much in love with, and it popped on the OLED switch so well. Like they definitely like color balanced it a bit. The N64 games, a lot of them could be a little on the darker side, like you were saying, and so it just really shined on the OLED. The blood reds were like they really popped. It really did look really great.
Nice.
And
Yeah,
I played it in handheld mode the whole time because that's the preference.
Sure. Yeah, I think it's a good looking game even on the original hardware. Like I do think they did a decent job with it. So, one of the, for it being only released in '97, a pretty early game in the life cycle, it looks pretty solid even on original hardware. And yeah, all what Night Dive did to bring it to all the new consoles and the PC and stuff, I think it definitely they did a good job, which they've done with a bunch of their games. So, all right, so we all have like different experiences playing it. I want to quickly get into some of the details of the development of the game because I was wondering, because like I mentioned before, Doom is on everything. It's modded like crazy. It's like the game for that because it's been around for so long. It's easy to do, all those types of things. This was essentially the next game that was going to be planned for like an official Doom sequel. This was ready to be that. So they started working on this in 1994. So this was an early plan. And it was originally titled Doom: The Absolution and was supposed to launch with the 64, but it didn't happen because id Software was not satisfied with some of the level designs. So that's what delayed them, which is kind of interesting. So some of these level designs I would say are a little too obtuse. So maybe, I think that's kind of older level design and things like that anyways. I don't think it's just this game that runs into that issue, but that's something I noticed as well. Most of them are pretty good, but I could see that maybe in early development they were like, "Oh, this is too much. we gotta fix this." So it just came out about a year later, which isn't so bad. And for the first time in the franchise, they used 3D polygonal models, which is basically, they're scanning something that is 3D instead of just a flat plane like they would with the original one. And I think that helps with motion, it helps with the way that the characters look. And I guess that's a good jumping off point. Matt, what'd you think about the way things looked other than just like, playing it on newer hardware and stuff like that? Did you feel like, yeah, these are good designs. They look good. They look distinct. The silhouettes of them are important for FPS. Does any of that stuff sort of sit with you well pretty much this time? Or
Yeah, I mean, so I know the original Doom pretty intimately. I played it a lot. And so I remember what those character models look like. And the first time I encountered like a Cacodemon or like even the like Bull Demon, I was like, "Oh, these are brand new character models." They built new character models because from Doom through Doom 2 and Final Doom, they were all the same character models.
Yes.
Like it was all the same stuff. And so they really rebuilt this game from the ground up. I love how the weapons all look a little different. The chainsaw is a double-bladed chainsaw, which is dope. And so I really love the design of this game. And I'm a sucker for like old school polygonal stage layouts. They don't age to me because well, first of all, we've got games like Minecraft still doing that intentionally. So it's an aesthetic that's still around quite a bit. But I don't know, there's something about it that just feels video games to me, right? And this is a video game. And I really loved how it looked. Yeah, I think it holds up really well. I think it's that continued thing that good, well-made polygons, but good sprite work will always hold up longer than completely polygonal graphics. And this is an example of that. I think it looks as impressive. Now, again, I'm playing the slightly tweaked version on the Switch, but I think even still, I did watch some videos of the original game, and I think it really, even the original, other than being a little darker, absolutely holds up visuals wise. And that's a lot of N64 games. I would argue that it's easy to dunk on Mario 64 because he looks like he's made out of blocks. But the reality is it's very charming. He's very cartoony in that game. And I think that these polygons, as opposed to the realistic ones and the old Resident Evils and stuff, hold up much better. But I think Doom's got that vibe also, with the darkness and the lighting and the how everything is just kind of arranged. It really did and does look very good.
Yeah, I think there was, where was it? There was one I wrote down. So there are a lot of new models for this one, new enemies, but one specific one only shows up, I think, until much later. Where is it? Which one did I have here? The purple, these guys that I'm fighting right now, the purple, what's the name of them now? Oh my god!
I think they were phantoms. I don't remember. It's been a minute.
Oh, the imps. The guys that they basically just look like they're on two legs and they throw fireballs and they have claws and whatever, right? Those guys that you've seen since the first one, the brown ones, and I think there's a red one or something. Anyways, those are exclusive to this game. They kind of act the same as the other ones. I think they have more health, or maybe the fireball does more damage. I'm not really sure exactly, but that's one of the things that they had. The variety is all here. For the most part, the enemies are all here. I don't know, Jiggy, does anything stand out as your favorite or the one you hated the most? Because I definitely have some choices.
The ones I hated the most, anytime they had an enemy that could shoot me from a distance inside of a gate above me, and I'm not paying attention, and then I get shot. I hated those. There's also an invisible one that will slowly creep up on you, and if you're not paying attention, you're like, what?
Those are the big boys, right? With the
big boys, and they basically take a lot of hits. They tank a lot of hits.
Yeah. Well, those are the guys you need for the chainsaw with. That's what you need.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Rip into them with the chainsaw. Yeah. I guess I didn't even. I said how much I like this game. Jiggy, how'd you like this game? Considering this is your first old school Doom game, what'd you think?
No, I liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I get the appeal. there's one aspect of it that I'm not super fond of, and
Okay.
you guys tell me if this is a normal Doom thing or if it's this specific Doom. There was a lot of grabbing key cards and finding the doors that it opens and like going
Yeah.
back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah.
I
That's
didn't like that so much.
yeah, that's Doom.
I
You look for the
That's
door.
pretty inherent to Doom. Yeah.
Yeah, you look
Okay.
for the door that has that color, and you're like, oh, I need the key for that. That's
Yeah.
That's pretty
It
much
wasn't-
every level.
yeah, it wasn't bad. It was just like it happened a lot.
Yeah.
And I was
Most
like,
levels.
I
That's the
just
basic
did this.
puzzle. Yeah, the basic puzzle in Doom is, oh, there are these doors. How do I get in them? Oh, there's a key card. How do I get that key card?
Yeah.
And like it's that, you know,
Yeah.
and they were creative a little bit in here, but I do agree by like the last stage, you were kind of like, oh, another key card. I thought I was done. All right, I gotta go find it. Like
Yeah.
it can drag a little bit. I can totally get that.
What I did like about it though was the fact that sometimes the key cards weren't always visible, and you do something like you go hit a switch and it would open a door and you go into the like this. I'm thinking of this one specific instance where I opened this door, I went through the door, and there was like a thing of ammo. I'm like, isn't this where I was supposed to progress? And then I turned around only to see a wall open up. And then by the time I got to it, it closed. And I was like, wait, I have to be fast.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
so then it caused me to do it a few times before I got the timing right. But I was like, that was a really cool way to show a secret area. But like, I don't know. I like that stuff. and this game
It's
is
subtle,
filled with
right?
that
Something
stuff.
like that feels subtle, but also obvious at the same time, and it's kind of like a weird way of trying to do that. But it is like a puzzle, Matt, like you said. Like that, it doesn't seem like it is because you're like, oh, I just need to find a thing to open a thing. Okay, that's every game ever that has
Yeah.
a door, but still, they found a way to do that. And I think for the most part, that puzzle of that, like you said, is pretty well done. I mean, sometimes it's a little obtuse, but for the most part,
Can I just say it also has a really good distinction between areas,
Yes.
which with these kind of graphics and on the 64 in particular, that's hard to do, I think, without like big landmarks. Because I'm thinking like Banjo-Kazooie, just relating to what I know. Like
yeah,
big thing in the middle, Spiral Mountain.
Yeah.
This is Spiral Mountain. That's my landmark. Everything's around that.
mhm.
You know,
The
there's
pirate
no
ship,
landmark.
like yeah.
Yeah, there's no landmark in Doom, but you enter a room, you're like, oh yeah, this room, you
Yeah.
know, and it does a really good job of separating those rooms, making them look really distinct. It's mazy, but it doesn't feel as mazy as it probably could have.
Oh, did
Yeah,
you did you? Sorry, go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say also I think part of it is this like Doom is one of the OG boomer shooters that like
Yeah.
speed was important and you were actually meant to move fast. And the fact that you move so fast allows you to cover ground quickly. And so even if you unlock something on the other side of the map, like getting there won't take you 20 minutes. It'll take you a few
Yeah.
minutes. And I think that helps the flow state of the spaces make them feel like it's not that bad to retread because you can get around so quickly.
Yeah, and most of
Yeah.
the stages aren't massive either. There's definitely a few that are bigger. Like the one I'm playing right now, I can't remember which level this is. It's probably 15, 20, something like that, like halfway through the game or something. This one I really liked. I'm glad I captured this one because it felt like there was a lot of twists and turns and different ways to go. There's water, there's upstairs, there's sort of a mid-level, there's these ramps that bring you up, and there's like this one little spot where you walk down one ledge, and because you can't jump, like I alluded to in the intro, because you can't jump, you can't walk over certain size ledges. So it's like, well, that seems like such a simple thing, but now I have to find a way to get back up on that ledge when I have the right key to get to the door that is on the other side of that ledge. So where else do I go? And now I'm, in a hallway that I saw from a distance before, that I shot enemies from, from a distance, like all these little things. And, for that's pretty much every level, just a matter of different stages. These are the enemies I hated the most. The little skull heads, absolutely hate them.
I will build on that because I didn't hate the skulls, but what I did hate were the pain elementals that spit out the skulls, and then when you blow them up, they blow up into a bunch more skulls.
Into skulls,
and then
yeah.
you're just surrounded. And I was just like, I hate these guys. And they only really come in towards the end of the game, but like I think it's on the final boss of the game like when every enemy spawns before you fight the boss.
Yes.
There's a bunch of them, and it's just such a pain in the ass.
I know, and I have this habit of, I mean, it's a great gun, but using the shotguns as much as possible. They're amazing, both of them, especially. Is it super shotgun? Is that what it's called?
The super shotgun. So the super shotgun is my favorite video game weapon of all time. Next to the shovel blade from Shovel Knight.
Okay.
But like the super shotgun is just one of the most satisfying weapons to use in a video game. And even in the modern Dooms, it still feels that satisfying. It's why I love the shotgun on Halo, because it has the same kind of kick. I love that gun. I used it as much as I could. What I do like about this game is that they give you just enough ammo that you do need to cycle between guns, but you can stick to a handful of them, but they do still kind of force you to switch between stuff, which I appreciate, because all the guns, like, there's no bad guns in this game. I just like certain ones better than others.
Yeah, for sure. And the reason why I brought up the shotgun and why I like it so much, and the difference is that with those little skull dudes, it doesn't really help you that much because you have to reload after every shot. So it's like, it's not that you can't kill them. It's just if there's a bunch, like a swarm, like you said, you need to have something faster or whatever, right? The super shotgun's amazing. It basically uses 2 or 3 bullets of the regular shotgun. So that's fun. Definitely takes out some of the bigger guys a lot quicker. There's still some distance to the shotguns, which is nice and refreshing, which is good. And I think I killed myself about 15 times with the rocket launcher being too close to enemies.
Absolutely. Every time. Yeah. If you're in a small room, you're like, oh, I got to switch weapons. I'm out of ammo. Shock. Oh, I got the rocket launcher. Oh, no. And
shit. Yeah. Jiggy, what stood out to you? Any particular weapons?
I'll tell you what didn't stand out to me. The pistol, like you have, like, right, dude. If I have to sit there, I'm like laying down like 50 shots on one guy. I'm just like freaking die. It was awful. And there were moments where I was forced to use that gun. Okay, I did not want to use that gun. I do love the rocket launcher. I had a lot of fun with that. I only killed myself once that I vividly remember.
La-dee-da.
That's all I have to say. But the chainsaw is definitely my favorite weapon, hands down.
Nice.
It was just, the second I got it, I would just have no fear and I would charge through any level. All enemies meant nothing to me.
I wish you got it more though. I wish you got it more because it is fun to use. Yeah, for sure.
I do love that this game doesn't punish you for melee, like between the chainsaw and then the berserk ability, which makes you just punch. It's totally worth it. And the first time you get the berserk and you punch a demon and it just explodes from one punch, like it's so worth it. And like, and it's one of those things that like they carried over into the modern Dooms, but that's always been Doom's thing, is like, you are like in Halo and other games, you're meant to feel very strong but not invincible. But as the Space Marine, you're meant to be what the demons fear, right? You're so powerful, and I love that. It's just very metal, and I really think that those weapons in particular really convey it. And then I do have to, of course, just shout out the BFG, because it's a legendary gun in video game community, and like firing off one green blast and then watching like a ton of enemies light up at once and fall over is just always satisfying.
That's the other thing too, is like this at this point, this is a over 25-year-old game. It's an old school game. It's an old school type of game. Yes, they're made modern ones and everything, but weapons, how they feel against enemies, has always been what Doom had done from day one, done well. And it's just really great that they might introduce new ones, or they might use the same ones, but in certain different environments and against different enemies. They still feel like a simple thing like a shotgun is our favorite weapon in this game.
Yeah.
Like that's something when you have something like the BFG. Yes, it's hard to get sometimes. You don't always have that handy, but the only time they punish you is if you do die, you have to restart the level with none of your weapons. And it's an interesting tactic. I don't know that it's great later in the game, because I think you're hindered by it a little too much, I think. But instead of having 10 lives, you have hang on to your weapons as much as you can. Like that's the goal, right? And I don't know. Jiggy, you sort of like shook your head a little bit. You didn't love that as well, or?
I don't. I don't like feeling punished for being bad. You know, it's like I already lost. Like just give this to me.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
Well, like
Oh, there's one of those invisible guys.
yeah, there he is.
Oh,
Yeah.
You took him out quick.
It does help, and it's great. Another thing about Doom in general and with this game is sound helps because you can hear them coming.
Yeah.
Playing this game with headphones was great because there is so much fucking atmosphere in these games, and it's so simple too, right? Like it's just some noises, some subtle, background music in a way. Like that's it. That's all you need, and that's I think that's just like really good sort of sound design and music and all that kind of stuff. And like I don't know if these games would feel the same if that wasn't such a success. Easy for me to say. Yeah, I really like that about it. And like those invisible guys, for example, I probably knew he was there because I could hear it, and then he was like right up in my face. I was like, oh shit, gotta react. But yeah, I thought it was oh my god, are these skull guys, like, get out of here. I hate it. I hate it. Leave me alone.
The thing about this too is like when you die, it's one of those games you build that muscle memory.
Yeah.
And you really, really have to use it. Like once you get to the point where you're dying at this specific point, you reach past it. Like you blaze through the levels so fast.
Yeah.
Because there was like, I'm gonna use the first level as an example because the first level, I was really just kind of being like really leisurely exploring and finding secrets and stuff. And which I love finding secrets. Anytime there's a wall that's just like invisible and I face through, I'm like, oh, like it's so satisfying.
There you go. I just found one.
That's awesome.
Like, how did I know it was there? I don't know. It just looks slightly different.
How you know is you just click on every wall till one opens. That's just mash that open.
Yeah.
Anything that's not direct. Well, even sometimes direct wall. I mean, I was gonna say anything that's like protruding from the wall, but even the wall itself, because I've walked through walls, I've opened walls, even hit a switch where mysterious parts of a wall open up. Like, it's really cool. But to go back to it, when you find those secrets and stuff, I mean, I would memorize the layout. I would go back. I would pick things up super fast.
Yes.
And I'd go through and I'd blaze through the enemies. I'd be like, oh, I know I'm going to have 3 enemies on my right. Oh, I know when I hit the switch, I'm going to have 2 enemies on my left. And you can get that kind of choreographed muscle memory, hip firing, and then you just feel kind of, badass.
You learn quickly. You definitely learn quickly. There's definitely a few levels where some of them are even short, where I died at, let's say a third of the way through. I was like, oh shit, okay. Then I made it halfway through, and then I did the whole thing. I was like, well, all I needed was to replay it a few times. Is it a little bit of a pain in the butt? Sure, kind of, but it still kind of feels good. Like, I don't know. It does make you feel a little bit more of a badass, even if you have just the pistol for a few minutes anyway. I think. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then the map. The map is a thing too. I forgot.
I love the map.
It's just so PC game. It's such a PC game map, especially an old PC game map. It reminds me of like the old Diablo maps too, and like Diablo 1 and 2. It would kind of just show up over the gameplay.
I love
this,
that.
Yeah.
4 doesn't do that, right? They don't have that,
no,
do they?
I don't think so.
That's one of the things I miss is I always played. I don't know if 3 did. I'm pretty sure it did, but I definitely always played 2 with the sort of translucent, the see-through map on top. When I started playing 4, I was like, wait, where's that option? What the hell? That is Diablo to me. Anyways, I wish in some ways you can do that here. I don't know. The map is very
a little bit.
simple,
you can kind of guide yourself. You can't see any of the enemies on the map, but you can help you get stuck if you're not sure what to click on or kind of where the path is. Yeah. I want to go back to the sound and the composition. So the sound design in the sound design in Doom games is some of the best. The shotgun sounds satisfying. The demons sound scary. The boss cries are really great. Like you can always know when you've missed an enemy or maybe an enemy fell off a ledge because you can hear their cries. All of that. But the composition in this game is really interesting because a lot of people associate Doom with metal, rightfully so, because both the modern games and the original 2 games have a ton of heavy metal influence. This game, however, doesn't really. There are a couple of hard-hitting tracks, but for the most part, this game is really ambient, and I love that differentiation from the original Doom games, is that this one went more for ambiance. There are still some really cool tracks, but like it's not as pulse pounding as the original Doom was or the modern ones are. And I think that's a cool choice to make. And I'm not 100%, but I believe Aubrey Hodges, who composed for this, wasn't the original Doom composer. He worked on the original Doom games, but he wasn't like the lead composer on those games. He
Right.
was someone else who just came back for this. And like it's so cool to see that he kind of put his stamp as something a little different. And he's done like a ton of stuff, not only just on the N64, but like just you know, throughout the years, he's worked on some really memorable games. And like it's just kind of cool to see his take on this. He also worked on Quake, so like worked on two of the best shooting games on the N64
Yeah.
he composed for, which is pretty neat. Yeah, I love the design, the sound design of this game. Like the ka-chunk of the shotgun is so weighted, like you feel it every time you fire it. It's always so satisfying. Yeah, one of the best sounding video games I think ever is the Doom franchise as a whole, but this one for sure.
Yeah, it's great, and I think you know, it's subtle things. You know, like you're mentioning that there's not a lot of big bombastic music and stuff. It's going for those vibes. It's going for those creepy vibes. Like sometimes I was legitimately like I did a little you know, sometimes it's because an enemy just popped up in front of me, but it's just those little hints of the enemies crying out, like you said, and then you turn the corner and it's like, oh, it's that enemy. Oh shit! Now I got to switch around. I got to be prepared. You know, there's different ways to approach all of them, and the more you play it, like once I kind of got a third of the way through the game, I was like, hey, I'm listening for certain things. I have a feeling this level might have this kind of enemy here. And then it surprises you in different ways. And that's partially due to the sound design, partially due to just the design in general of it. It's just, it's great. I had such a good time sort of just feeling like I was playing that old school Doom again, because it's been so long since I have. And I found it cool that, like, I don't know what it is. I just didn't expect. Maybe I didn't even know this existed when I was younger, because I just didn't expect, like, Doom to be Doom 64. There's something about it where it doesn't feel like this is the game that would be out on this console. Like, there was supposed to be a PlayStation version of this, but it never happened. That maybe just because I was younger at the time and I was like, oh, PlayStation is the adult console or whatever it was. 64 is meant for my Banjo-Kazooie and my Mario.
Yeah, the fun machine.
The fun machine, yeah, the kids' fun machine, yeah. I thought it was. I thought it's great. I think it fits well, plays well, all that kind of stuff. So, did you guys have any particular, like, I don't know, favorite stages, like early stuff, late stuff?
It's tough. Like a lot of the stages bleed together just because I played it in like a sitting or two. I didn't really take my time with it.
Yeah.
Also, if you're someone who's like, oh, I'm not really good at first-person shooters, first of all, I'm awful at them constantly. I'm not good at first-person shooters, so don't feel bad. But also, this game is from the era of cheats, and I love cheats because it's not cheating. It's augmenting the game, accessibility options as we call them now, because none of it is really cheating. Is if they allow you within the game to do it.
And with Doom itself, like the franchise, especially the older ones, they build all these in because they know it's fun. They know it's an option. They like it's been like Doom is meant for cheats and mods and things like that. So that's also completely.
And so I won't
go for it.
I won't get on my accessibility soapbox. Although I will say,
no, go for
the
it.
game lets you do it. It's okay. Like I remember getting yelled at in Elden Ring because I got a mage spell early that was like a Kamehameha practically, and like devoured early bosses. And they're like, "Oh, you're cheating." I was like, "No, I secrets broke something that the game let me do, and then I made it easier for like 3 bosses, and then I still got stumped." So be quiet.
It's fine.
But
you're good.
But like I about halfway through this game, I turned on invincibility because it's like I want to see the levels, I want to see the stages, I want to see the bosses, I want to see the quote unquote story, and it was still hard because like there's still you got to find stuff. Like there are still challenges even if you're invincible. But like the cheat menu is great. They have a lot of options in it. You can skip stages and all of this stuff. And so the fun thing with invincibility though is you could get soft locked because if you fell in a pit where there was no way to climb out and you were invincible, you couldn't die. And so I would have to like restart the stage or skip the stage, which I thought was funny because, but yeah, I really think that this is worth it for anyone to play because not only is it available everywhere now, but it is, like I said, completely accessible with the cheat codes and everything else, and it is worth experiencing on some level, especially if you've been curious about Doom. This is a great way to play a really good version of it. And I agree, Dave, like I would have never thought that this would be in the N64's catalog and that it would hold up so well. Like I really expected it to not have aged well in a similar way to some other N64 games have, but it really does, and I'm really stoked about that because I wasn't sure. I just knew I wanted to play Doom 64, and I'm really excited to have seen how well it held up.
It feels great to play. Like, honestly, it just does. And part of it is that nostalgia thing where I'm like, I'm playing Doom again, and I can picture where in the house at my buddy's place that we played it. It was in like his dad's office on the main floor, like, you know, a few feet away from the kitchen where our parents always would hang out and stuff. So it was like, you know, they could watch over us in case anything happened or we're doing something we shouldn't be doing or whatever. You know, I guess Doom was okay when we were 10, but I guess that was fine. But maybe because his older brother was there and he's like 3-4 years older than us. I don't know what the excuse was, but it felt like I was playing that game again, even though I clearly wasn't. It still feels old school enough, but also feels just modern enough, partially because it played mostly on PC, but it still, they didn't go and like make this some, they have the new ones if they want. You want to play a new Doom, play the new Doom. You don't have to play this. You don't have to play some remade version of this. You know what I mean? So the only thing, this is a Doom thing. It's 100% a Doom thing. It's not just this game. I really hate sometimes when you have, this is, again, Jiggy, this reminded me because you were talking about the keys and stuff. You press a switch that opens a door or brings up a ramp or whatever it does. You hear the sound and you're like, all right, great, I can progress. Where the shit is this thing?
Yeah. Yep.
And then the switch turns off.
Yeah. And then, that's the worst.
Yeah. And then like the switch turns off and you're like, all right, I didn't see it and it turned off. So now I got to turn it back on again, but I still don't know where it is. And then you spend this like running down each hallway after you press the button to see where it is. And like, yeah, that's a Doom level design thing. Yeah. But I mean, eventually it just ended up being entertaining to me because I was like, oh, here we go. All right, where am I going? Or like, what's even worse, I think, and I think, Jiggy, you were talking to this a little bit earlier, is like when you press the button and you see where the door is, but it's like on the other side and over a ledge, and you know you have to do a little bit of platforming to get there with no jumping, which I will say that some of the platforming when running is really fun because you're kind of like hopping. But like you see it and you're like, all right, I got to get there. And then you just keep falling because you can't get to it in time. And like that, which is also a very Doom thing.
Actually, the first time I played this, the first time I started playing it was on the 64, but I didn't know there was a run button. It didn't occur to me. And I think it's maybe like the second or third stage where you need it to get over those little, hop over those little ledges and stuff like that. And I'm like, I have no idea what to do. What the hell? Like, there's nowhere else to go. It's not a big level. Nothing crazy is like, what could this possibly be? And I actually had to look it up. I was like, how do I beat like the second level, which should be somewhat quote unquote easy? And it was like, oh, there's run. I felt like such an idiot.
let me say, so I've had two instances in this game where I was like, they should have just given me a jump button.
Yeah.
One was when a secret door opened up and it was slightly elevated.
Yeah.
So you couldn't get into it. You had to walk, but what they put out was this tiny little circle of a step. Like, door opens, there's this tiny little circle in the corner. So you have to get to the corner and then go up. You can't just like run straight. You have to like go against the wall and then go in. And then the second one was there was a small gap. Okay, and there's enemies all around. So I'm like shooting the enemies, right? Take out all the enemies. I run and you auto hop that gap. And then you turn around the corner, and then there's the same exact gap. I'm running. I'm still running. And for some reason, I don't make the second jump. And it happened like 3 or 4 times in a row. I don't know what was up with that. I stopped moving after the first jump. This is just how I conquered it.
Yeah.
I stopped moving, and then I turned on auto run again. And then I bolted, and then I was fine. It was like keeping that momentum didn't happen when I continued running. I had to stop for a second and compose myself. And brace for that 2-foot jump.
Literally take a step back. Like
literally, you could have. If I was in the game, I could have done no problem. So I don't know what this guy's issue is.
For sure. Yeah.
Punch demons and kill him in one hit, but he can't hop over a 2-foot gap.
Come on, Doom guy.
Oh, I can't jump.
Oh no. He's not really fully suited and stuff. Come on, buddy. Let's just a little, extend your legs. You don't have to go to the gym to do that. Just one little you know, you don't have to work out. You're fine. You could do it.
Yeah.
I had a really good time with this. I think I haven't played every old Doom game. Old or what, you know, this style of Doom game. I can't remember which one I'm missing. Maybe it's 2. I don't want to. Anyways, they, like you said, like early on, Matt, they kind of feel the same because the enemies are the same, and you know, but level design matters. I think that's a big thing. But this could be the best one that they've done. It is so good. Like even when I was getting frustrated, and going back and having to like start the level again and all those kinds of things. Like it was really, really great. And I thought it was just like an excellent time. And it's actually a lot longer than I thought it was going to be too. I thought it was, you know, 15, 20 levels, something like that and whatever, but it's 30 something.
Yeah, I think 32 or 36, something like that.
Yeah, and I think that's with the modern ones. I don't know that because I played it to completion on PC, but I think they added stuff to the PC ones or the modern, re-releases of them.
There are like lost levels that were like interspersed that they added that like were I think unfinished in the original or whatever,
right,
that they finished and added to this game.
Yeah. So it makes it a little bit longer and everything too, which is fun. But I also played. Speaking of unfinished or finished stages, I played a couple mods because you can do mods on PC on this and not on the original one. And there are some levels that people made that are using original assets from this game, but also creating their own that are just so cool. Like a lot of these are really interesting, but a lot of, you know, just like every other sort of mod community, they go and they, you know, people are so creative and they use these assets in interesting ways. And it is just like, Doom is like the mod machine. And this is just another one, you know. I didn't associate it with mods because it was on the 64, but if you're interested in playing through mods and stuff with a game like this, just find a version for cheap, because you can definitely find this on PC, and just look up mods because it can extend this game, you know, tenfold just with that.
Yeah, the Doom modding community is still one of the most successful and vibrant modding communities in existence. The WOD scene is really interesting, and I didn't know a ton about it until not too long ago. And there's actually some really cool narratives that people are creating unrelated to Doom, using Doom's engine, using the level creator and stuff. It's just it's really impressive and really awesome.
It's just, I'll never be creative enough and never be able to make mods like that, but I'm happy to experience them.
Yeah, same.
I can't even Mario Maker my way through.
Oh, me neither. Nope. Nope.
This game's kicked my ass, so it's like if I made a level, I would kick my own ass. I know you have to like complete it to like release it or whatever. I'd just find a way to frustrate myself, and it would just be like the worst experience ever. Anything we missed along the way for the game? I mean, it's an FPS game. It's definitely really, really good. I think because there's no, vertical look, you don't miss the fact that you're not playing with twin sticks for a modern game. So I think that's totally fine. The sort of auto aim that they do with it is, you know, accessible and sort of easy to understand and stuff. But it's just vibes, man. It's good FPS vibes. That's
Yeah, I'm trying to understand. Okay, I was trying to look it up to just let people know if I could understand it. So on the PlayStation version, there were different kinds of looking, turning,
Oh.
and the differences were roll, yaw, and standard, I think, or something like that. And I still don't know what the differences are. I'm looking it up, and it sounds like other people have looked up, like, what does this do? So
It's very possible that it's just a thing they said and it didn't make a massive difference. I don't know.
well, it's got to do something. Why would you have it as an option if it
Yaw
doesn't do
sounds
anything?
really weird. Like, why would there be like a tilt almost? Isn't like a yaw like a tilt? Isn't that what that is? Like when you edit like a photo and there's like a yaw.
Yeah, it's something with turning, so it's got to
Yeah.
be.
I think it's how you turn, maybe how fast you turn. I don't really remember, but yeah, I use the standard controls also. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I think in the modern version, you use both sticks, but you don't aim up and down. You just turn
That's
with
right.
one stick and move
just
with
a
the
turn.
other,
Yeah.
which is really great on its own. Whereas
Yeah.
on the N64, I think you moved with the analog stick and then you turned with the
C buttons.
the C buttons.
Yeah.
Which while in a game like GoldenEye, I feel like that didn't work as well because this didn't have the freeform aiming. It much easier to play on an N64 controller, probably better designed for it too. And also the analog. I don't believe in the N64 version there is a run button. I think because of how good the analog stick was, like Mario's Tilt Run, you just pressed it all the way to run. You pressed it slightly to walk, which I love. The N64 has the best analog stick in existence. It's a bummer that I mean the new ones can do the same, but like there was something about how it clicked and fit. Like it's just
the digital to analog is just it's different. Like it's
it feels different. It hits different, man.
it's different, dudes. It's interesting too because I've had a replica N64 controller and played some of the games, and the accuracy, I mean,
it's not the same.
It's not the same. They're cheap controllers, let's be honest. They're $20 or whatever, right? So I just got like an easy one. But I was playing, I think it was actually maybe when I was playing DK64 at the time, and I switched between the two controllers at the time, and I was like, there's really like small platforms that you're walking on as the characters, and I was like, this is impossibly hard. How am I not getting across this really simple ledge? This is ridiculous. And then I played with the actual controller and realized, oh, it's the freaking joystick. Like that's what it is. But this had those C buttons and stuff was very similar. Jiggy, we played The World Is Not Enough recently, and it was the same. It worked. Yeah. So when we played that, which was before I played this, or around the same time, and I played mostly on PC, I was like, wait, this is familiar, but not, and it worked in both of these games. And this came out in 97. World's Not Enough came out 2000, I think it was. So huge difference, and it still controls well. Like it still works. And because there's no extra look, you pretty much just have to strafe and kind of move your way around and stuff. I don't know. I thought it was.
It's interesting to play a game like this because growing up, I've lived in more of the timeline that we've had modern first-person controls.
Some of us can say that. Some of us can't. Yeah.
I've lived more in that timeline than the dark timeline before dual sticks. And I gotta say though, it doesn't bother me. Like going back, it plays fine. Like he just had in the video where there was enemies above you. It basically auto shoots up, and it can be a little disorienting. But if you're paying attention, and honestly, let's be honest, you're gonna be guns a-blazing, so you're gonna be out there just firing anyways half the time. So you're like, oh, there's an enemy up there. It kind of helps you sometimes.
Yeah, well, I multiple times I would realize you have to be basically a certain distance to that spot if it's up on a ledge or below you or something like that, and that's pretty much how it triggers. But it was good because it actually would eliminate enemies before you got to that spot. So it's the auto aim is like, all right, cool, yeah, great, it works, and
I think in most modern settings they would call that an aimbot.
If you're playing for this, if you're playing Counter-Strike at the time that I was, around this same time that this game came out, that's what they would say.
Well, thankfully there are no players here. It's just demons, and demons don't have feelings.
Demons don't have feelings. Just turn them into goop. Screw that.
That's true. I tell Dave this, but I'm like, since we played Earthworm Jim 3D, I've just been setting every game I played to easy mode, and I'm really enjoying myself.
Yeah.
Oh, you should be. There's another accessibility thing. There's no difficulty. Like what I love about the Doom series is they pulled away from this. They used to pick on people for using easy, but like I played the modern Wolfenstein game, and they made easy mode baby mode, and I was like, I'm never playing your games ever again.
Right.
I'm just never playing a Wolfenstein game because it's not baby mode. Different people have different skill levels, but playing on easy is the best thing you could ever do, especially if you're frustrated with a game. Or, I mean, Earthworm Jim 3D. Earthworm Jim is one of my favorite franchises, even though that franchise only has 2 good games. But like, it's just that 3D is like, just kills me. Such promise, and it was such a bad game.
Yeah, it kind of destroyed us too.
But I love this game. I think that I think this is my favorite Doom game. I do like Doom 2016. I think it's one of the best modern shooters. But I think of the classic Dooms, especially like all the way through Doom 3, this is definitely my favorite. I just think it took what the original PC releases 1 and 2 did and Final Doom did, and like just kicked it up a level. And I think, and the fact that this is an N64 game, and I think it's one of the best Doom games. Like, I'm gonna say till the end of time that Mario 64 is one of the best Mario games ever, but arguably Mario Odyssey is just that, but better. Like, especially revisiting the bad Switch ports, and so like this hands down I think is even better than Doom 2016 because it's different. It's just a different kind of game, and I love this game for what it is.
Yeah,
I think
it's
we have
really
some
great.
Similar opinions.
Yeah,
I
Absolutely.
agree
I
with
mean,
everything you said.
yeah. Hell yes. Love to find common ground.
camaraderie, everybody.
I appreciate. I prefer visuals like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Like-
looks
Yeah.
great. Yeah,
It's your whole brand.
I like modern games, but I feel like we've reached a point where a lot of modern games, if they're not heavily stylized and doing something creative, they look very much like I'm like, oh, that's an Unreal Engine game, you know?
yeah,
And it's not always a bad thing. Like some games I think suit it really well. I'm thinking of like Batman Arkham Knight. I love the way
Mhm.
that game looks. It's very moody. It's very like rain, particles, like looks really cool. But then I think about every Call of Duty and every they don't stand out to me at all. They all
Right.
kind of mesh together to be the same, and especially a lot of them control the same. And this was like a very fresh. I know that's weird saying because we're going back in time, so it's actually the opposite of fresh. It's actually probably spoiled at this point. But I love seeing these almost looking these sprites that look like they're 3D clay modeled, like
Yeah.
super cool. Like you see every access that they've drawn for these sprites, and they're
Right,
just turning.
right.
But there's something special about that, and then combining it with the 3D polygonal maps that they have really makes it visually stand out, and it's stylized. It's like a thing people would go for nowadays for like as an indie developer to make we want to make a game that looks like this. It's one of those looks that you're like, I want to emulate that look, and I love it. It's so cool.
there's
And
a
blood.
game.
There's tons of boomer shooters on Steam now that like New Blood, half of New Blood's catalog is these kinds of games. And there's a game that the Apogee just put out the first 2 parts of called Wizardom, where you're a mage
yeah,
in a world like this.
I played the demo on Steamfest earlier this year or late last year or something.
Yeah,
It looks like a bright mage version of Doom. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. And like it's games like this that led us to stuff like that, and I think is an important piece of gaming history graphically, but gameplay wise as well. I love that I don't have to aim up. I'm a terrible shot. Like the fact that the game does that for me, welcome that every time.
Yeah.
Should be in more games.
One of the new games that is I think it came out officially 2022 or 2023 is called Proteus.
Yes.
It is pretty much Doom. Like and they're not shying away from it. They know that's what they're making. There's demons, there's crazy guns, there's levels very similar. You're finding keys and all. Like it is so much that, and it plays well and wants to just be Doom. And so if you've played one of these, or you're like, well, what does a new indie developer do with this idea? That's what they've done with stuff like this. It looks just like it. It plays great. That's another one that you can definitely. I was trying to find that. It was on Game Pass. I don't think it is anymore, but definitely worth picking up because it's not like super expensive or anything, and it's super good. So, and then I always like to look this up when I remember. Of course, when I remember. How long it takes to beat this. So if it's something that you're not sure, I don't know if I should dig into it. I said earlier that's longer than I thought it was. Doom 64, at least the 64 version of it, the original version of it, on how long to beat averages at 7 to 9 hours, somewhere in between. If you've done some of the secrets and done
Good length.
Yeah, so that's really good. I would say that, the more the re-releases that we've been talking about, probably closer to the 8 or 9 hour one because there's more levels. But that's it. That's all you're going to get to it. And yeah, you'll replay some, but if you do it at a pretty steady pace and you restart a couple levels here and there, within 10 hours, I think realistically, you can get through everything and find a handful of secrets here and there as well. So, yeah, I recommend this game. I think people should play it. I think it's great. Matt, what the hell, man? Like 3 for 3 for 3 for 3 for 3. So it's unfair. It's just unfair.
I just got to keep the streak going. I mean, eventually I'll run out of good N64 games, but for now,
never
gonna keep bringing the hits.
How dare you?
Guess
Never.
Next time we'll just. I mean, I guess I'm foreshadowing, but next time we'll just have to do. If someone else doesn't claim it before me, we'll have to do Extreme G, right? I mean, just keep that streak going.
And there's 2 of them too, so we can even. If it's one, it's the other, right? So, all right, Matt, thanks so much for coming back. Thanks so much for bringing another fantastic game for us to play and talk about, and showing Jiggy just one what these games were like, and 2 showing just how old we are compared to him. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. I knew Jiggy was a baby, and that's okay. I'm glad that I'm actually really glad that you enjoyed the game, Jiggy, just because like watching your content and stuff. Like I know your preference is platformers, your preference is a certain kind of game, and that the fact that you enjoyed this too. Like I always I try and be open-minded about games, and I have preconceptions like a lot of folks did. And for a long time, I said I didn't like first-person shooters because I assumed I didn't because I didn't like Call of Duty. But it turned out I just didn't like samey, repetitive, boring military shooter games. Which to me are boring. Plenty of people love those games, and I'm not faulting them. I just think that I'm always looking for something interesting. And so it's always fun when it's like I brought Buck Bumble on for the meme. It's got the best title, but it's got the best title theme of any game, and that's why I brought it on. But I did genuinely remember loving it. The fact that Dave ended up loving it also. Like Yoshi's Story, there was no second thought. Like I knew that was going to be a hit, but like, yeah. And so I always love when folks, I like recommending stuff. So the fact that you enjoyed it and like understood the faults, didn't love some things, but still understood the full thesis of the game and really dug it is always fun.
Oh yeah. And I think I haven't even played it, but I can tell you that my preferred way of playing this game would have been on the Switch.
Yeah.
In handheld as well. It feels like one of those games that, this is very specific, that I would be like laying in bed at night, like it's the middle of the night, and I'd just be like, oh, I just gotta beat one more level,
Yeah.
I got this on my PlayStation. I played it on my 64 as well. I definitely got sucked in on my PlayStation, and I had my surround sound and everything.
Nice.
And it's just very moody to play at night, and I love that kind of stuff. It's just so addicting.
Yeah, it's amazing, and it's just more proof that like it's not just about the visuals that are going to give you creepy vibes and feelings. It's just the overall mood. I mean, like we said, the sound effects and sound design, everything is definitely a massive part of it. But like it brings it all together, and it is a quote unquote old school game, and it is very successful at all of that. So. I'm glad we all enjoyed it. That's awesome. I really think people should check it out if they haven't. And Doom 64, everyone. Matt, before we let you go, where can everybody find your awesome stuff online?
Sure. So the one aggregate for everything is djstormageddon.com. That has my Ko-fi, my merch store, where you can buy this fantastic t-shirt. To the audio listeners, I lifted my shirt that I'm wearing. Not lifted. I didn't take it off, but that's for the OnlyFans content.
That's pay a little extra for that.
OnlyFans exclusive.
But you got to join the Remember 64 Patreon tomorrow, and then you'll get that.
That's it.
No, you can find everything at djstormageddon.com. You can find all my podcasts on every podcast platform. If you want to follow me, I'm still on Twitter. I refuse to call it X. I'm there at I'm there at DJ_Stormageddon. I'm on Blue Sky at DJ Stormageddon because they don't like underscores for some reason. And I'm also on Instagram at DJ_Stormageddon. Those are the best places to interact with me. If you check out the podcast, please let me know. Also, if you could rate and review this podcast you're listening to, I always like to plug that for other people's show because really it does. Like when folks start searching for Doom 64, if you rate and review this show, then it'll pop up to the top of the search. So help these folks out. If you happen to listen to my shows and want to rate and review them too, I won't say no. And if you're looking for the one-stop shop for fun and games, I highly recommend patreon.com/funandgamespod because we have a free tier. There are paid tiers as well, which we're very grateful for, but we have a free tier that gets you every episode of the regular show and side quests, any articles I write. I'm updating constantly a list of all the games that I've beaten this year that goes out to patrons as soon as I finish a game. And it's going to be the default place we end up as the inevitable heat death of all social media eventually happens. So that's, again, it's patreon.com/funandgamespod. Definitely go check that out. And if you want to throw us a couple of bucks too, we won't say no.
You know what? Honestly, the whole patron thing and doing something a little bit different on it, and as social media collapses around us, I have thought the exact same thing. I'm trying to do the same thing. Like it's a good, like a one-stop shop in general. like regardless of paid, unpaid, like whatever it is nice to have. And hopefully that's, Patreon has this whole, like, everyone just automatically assumes, oh, you have to pay for everything. But the free tier is there. Whenever you do it, everyone gets updated and everything. And that's where I'm sort of trying to tailor things as well as time goes on. But as people may know at this point, I have, as of when this is releasing, I'm not exactly sure. I'm either just a new dad or about to be. So I'm going to be a little bit quieter out there at the moment if you're hearing this when this releases in the summer of 2024. But that's probably going to be where I'm going to be able to do things, because I can't keep up with 19 different social media apps while I'm wiping poop off my shirt. So I'm just going to do everything I can and get baby poop. Well, I don't know.
Not his own poop.
We'll see. I don't know how I'm going to be feeling. I don't know. Maybe I won't make it. I don't know. I have no idea. It was the first kid. Who knows what's going to happen. I will not rule it out. But patreon.com/remember64show and remember64show on social media as well. And just like what Matt said, there is free content, and if you throw a couple bucks our way, you'll get episodes early and extra content as well that I'm starting to work on. But episodes all will come out early, especially these ones around this time, more recent ones, because I'm editing everything ahead of time and putting it on Patreon super early, and I'm gonna sort of let it sit there early as I become a new parent. So in the meantime, Jiggy, what about you, man? What's happening?
Oh man, we're growing.
Yeah.
My Discord is reaching 200 members.
Nice.
Pretty active. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
YouTube is reaching 6,000 subscribers.
Hell yeah.
It's, every time I check, I get like another 10, 20 subscribers. It's
yeah, you
awesome.
do.
Things are just growing. I do not have a Patreon, so you can just go give your money to these guys. I actually get paid by YouTube, so just watch my videos. That works for me.
Do it up. Worth it though. Like there's so much, like, Matt mentioned it earlier too. Like your content is a lot. Like there's a lot there, and it's a lot of unique stuff too that you don't even see, necessarily like repeat on your own channel, but you don't see it on other ones as well. So like, it's not like you're just going in and watching some random thing. Like, yeah, there's a video version of this show, but there's lots of video versions of podcasts out there. I'm not doing anything like you are, Jiggy, where it's unique and special and sort of, standing out from the rest. So
I don't really know how to describe my own content sometimes. It's kind of theories and ideas and retrospectives and defending games that I love by just talking about how much I love them. It's a lot of that. It's very positive though. I think you'll really enjoy it. So
yeah.
Any person who's willing to go on the internet and publicly say they are defending Star Fox Adventures really deserves your time, because that game is actually not as bad as you remember. It's not great, but it's not as bad as people make it out to be. It's really not.
Yeah, no, it's got, what I love about it, it's got that rare charm.
Yep.
Any game that has that rare charm, I'm just like, I love this.
I'm so excited to play that game because of hearing that multiple times, definitely hearing it from Jiggy. And I really, when the craziness is behind me, it's going to be one of those games that I definitely pick up. And also looking forward for what me and Jiggy are going to be covering too. We did cover one mod earlier this year, but we're going to be covering more mods. There's some exciting ones that we saw that are coming out that are mods of Zelda games, Banjo-Kazooie, stuff like that. So we have some stuff lined up that's going to be, speaking of mods of Doom, these are going to be mods of classic N64 games, and we're very excited to jump into those as well. So look forward to that later in 2024. But everybody, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for joining us, Matt and Jiggy. Nice to chat to you. We will see everybody soon on Remember 64.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.